Hey everybody, welcome to RazorTV. My name is Bryan and that's Eva right over there. And today's topic, we're going to talk about the king of pop, Michael Jackson, the late king of pop, Michael Jackson, who died at the age of 50. And according to reports, it was due to a cardiac arrest, although an autopsy is still in process.
That's right. It's been a sad day, a sad weekend for many fans. Lots, in fact, hundreds turned up at Hong Lim Park on Sunday evening to pay respects with a candlelight vigil. Now, obviously, Michael Jackson left a huge legacy here for him to have the impact to touch so many people's lives, you know.
That's right.
And that's our topic for today. We have our guests in the studio. We have DJ Hutch.
That's right. We have Straits Times reporter Sujin Thomas, and we have STOMP star blogger Ju-Len. Thanks for joining us, guys. Thanks for taking the time out. I know it's a very somber note that we're meeting on, but you guys can still smile. We're still on the show.
I'm dressed for it though.
Yeah. You're what? Sorry.
I'm dressed for it.
You're dressed for it.
Are you in black for mourning?
No, I'm just in black because I'm in black.
Okay, but are you guys sad about the news, or how do you guys take the news?
I don't know how I can go on living, honestly. No.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Cry the river.
Yeah. No, honestly, I'm just sick of hearing about it by now. I don't know how you guys feel.
He's been on the front page for the past 4 days.
But I'm tired of hearing how he's impacted everyone's lives. I'm sure he has. I think it goes without saying. I think he is probably the biggest pop star in the past, like maybe even of all time.
Yeah, because he has influenced like a whole new generation of artists. I mean, you got Justin Timberlake, Britney Spears. Recently, you got Chris Brown and Neo, who all sort of emulate him to a certain degree. So he has left this sort of legacy behind, right, with the new generation.
He definitely has, yeah.
You don't think so?
I don't know, man. Julian, we were talking earlier, said that he everybody now who's using the dance moves and everything kind of took what he had and imitated it, right?
Yeah, I reckon.
Okay, so we're just trying to find out your opinions on the impact closer to home. Obviously, Singapore. I mean, Michael Jackson is one of those icons which transcend culture and even affected us from since the 70s and the 80s. How do you think it's impacted Singaporeans? Obviously, with the Hong Lim Park, the vigil and all that stuff, but personally, what are your opinions?
I don't think anything's changed, man.
No, you don't think so?
I don't think people are walking on Orchard Road now, shopping during the Great Singapore Sale with their head down and buying more silver gloves, And I don't think more people are going to have plastic surgery to look like him. I also don't. The only thing that I think might have happened is there's a lot of wannabes jumping on the bandwagon. Their albums are being sold out. iTunes are buying all his songs. But a month ago, who would have bought his albums? Who would have bought his songs?
That's what I was thinking about this morning, actually. I was thinking that his death has actually been very sad, and it's been good in some sense.
It's been a great career move.
Yeah, it's probably the best thing he's ever done. Sorry to say that,
yeah.
But I think his record sales are through the roof. I was reading in the papers that it's hard to find his CDs in shops, and he nearly crashed the internet. Facebook, Twitter was overwhelmed.
But still, a topic of local artists or Asian regional artists. Do you think that Michael Jackson redefined the way artists have to be nowadays?
If you look at STOMP, if you look at the other star bloggers, Maya Lee is one of them, the sort of second runner-up on Singapore Idol.
She's a big fan, yeah.
And she says in her blog, he's second only to God. So obviously a big influence on her.
How about you, in your STOMP star blog, what do you comment about his
I didn't have very flattering things to say. Okay. I actually pointed out that, it's a fact that since Thriller, his album sales had been declining. He only released 4 albums of new music after that, and each one had lower sales than the previous one.
It's hard to top Thriller, though.
It is hard to top Thriller, but you can see the trajectory was very much downwards. I think of him as a phenomenal talent, great musician and all that, but I didn't really think of him as someone who changed the world or the universe the way Lennon and McCartney did, for example.
Okay. But how about the songs which Michael Jackson wrote about, like
Heal the World.
Heal the World, We Are the World, Black or White, a song is all about basically peace and happiness and saving our planet.
Right.
Do you think it was influential anyway?
Nothing new though.
Positive?
I mean, if you look at the first effort for from pop stars to save a country or a continent or something, you can go back to George Harrison's concert for Bangladesh in 1971, I think it was.
71.
Yeah, and I think that was, if you want to look at this sort of artiste kind of philanthropy, it really goes back to that.
Okay.
So
That'd be Bob Geldof and all these guys.
What do you think about that?
I have no idea what 1971 was all about, so...
well, I'm 45 years old,
For
so...
our generation, right, Heal the World, I think it might have... It's kind of our generation song of that. Like, schools nowadays, they even have... when I was in school, we had Heal the World as a like multicultural song.
Wow.
They put all the races on stage and made us sing it. So it was kind of, yeah, it's kind of like our generation's theme, I think.
Yeah, I'm going to bring it back to JJ Lin just a little bit. Now, JJ Lin is obviously one of Singaporean artists who's very influenced by Michael Jackson, and he usually performs Michael Jackson songs in his shows like Heal the World and You're Not Alone and Beat It. And he actually released a statement on regarding Michael Jackson's death, saying, "It's too shocking. Even until now, I still can't accept it as a fact. I always thought his illness was under control as per media reports. I never thought I'd hear news of his death. MJ has always been the giant in my music world, and he will be. His fire lives on in my heart." For you, personally?
Personally, it hasn't changed anything. I still wake up, I still brush my teeth. I'm not like sad in the morning. Yeah, it's bad that we've lost probably the last talent that we will see in music. That's sad.
Wow.
That we're not going to see anybody come up.
That would be very sad, don't you think, if we lost the last talent in music?
But it's true.
Just not David Usher like that.
Who? Exactly, right? Like a year ago. But he's the last real person to be able to hold an audience with his own presence. Like I've seen Coldplay, I've seen Oasis, right? The feel is that we empower them on stage, so they get more riled up and their songs get quicker and faster and better as we get more excited about them. But Michael Jackson, like I think he could come out on stage and cause the audience to generate like their own hype.
Yeah.
He was the changer. And we're not going to have anybody like that again.
But someone as influential like that, do you think, say influence says, a lot of people say influence Bollywood dance moves, and some people say he stole from it. What do you think?
It's not fair that we all just looked at Sujin.
Okay, let's start with Ju-Len then. What do you think about?
Well, I don't know if you've seen this on YouTube, but there's a clip called Girly Man, and it's an Indian guy in a sort of red thriller type jacket doing a takeoff of. And it's clear
true.
where
That's hilarious,
yeah,
that clip.
it's very clear where the influence is from. Maybe they borrowed from each other. I really don't know.
Okay, well, thanks for your comments, guys. And this has been the first part of our Michael Jackson discussion about his legacy. Stay tuned to our next part when we talk about actually these memories. A panel of judges, a panel of Michael Jackson aficionados, maybe I can call you. Right? Yeah, no. Well, we get the memories, and we'll see you in the next part.